Hello, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I thought I'd go through my Letterboxd stats, as I am lucky enough to have Patreon. And yeah, let's just see what I've watched, see what I think about the stats and stuff, and hope you enjoy. All in all, apparently, I've logged at least 911 film, which is around 1,500 hours. That's I guess it's not that surprising watching like 200-ish movies a year for the past few years, and of course a lot of childhood favorites and stuff being included in there. But 1,500 hours seems like quite a lot, doesn't it? And out of 911 films, there are 682 different directors, which I would think is quite a decent proportion, because with some people, they watch certain directors only, or certain countries' directors, so I guess that's okay. For countries, we have 47, and as we later see, there's one movie that's very beneficial to that counter. Although Letterboxd is kind of weird, because with some movies, with most movies, I guess, they count the country it was shot in. So, for example, for the Czech Republic, even if I've not seen anything by the creators of the Czech Republic, it's still gonna be checked there, because the Chronicles of Narnia was filmed there. So it's sort of weird. And then the longest streak, I guess, is what? From July through 26 weeks. I was going through some stuff. I had a lot of time to kill. I watched a lot of movies. Talking of, I watched all of Saw in that 26 weeks. This is just a list of some of my favorites. Some are less perfect than others, but these are all movies that I like. Of course, all the Saw movies, Final Destination, Halloween, Doctor Who, the TV movie. By year, I've seen a film from, 1878. It's of course the Brother Lumiere famous train film. So I guess I've seen one of the first movies. Then, between the 1870s and early 1900s, I've not seen that much. I've seen a few. And at about 1963-ish, 64, is where it starts ramping up. These early ones, some are obviously movies. A lot of it is, I will admit, Doctor Who. I am a Whovian, whether I like it or not, and that includes a lot of the 60s, 70s, 80s for classic Who. Obviously, my most watched year is 2023 with 64 movies. I don't remember watching that much from 2023. I guess I caught up this year, and with some movies on Letterboxd, the thing is, in cinemas they come out, let's say 2024, but they came out 2023 at some festival, and they count that and not the cinema release date. But doesn't matter. For highest rated decades, we have the 2020s with, once again, Doctor Who, Abigail, one of my favorite horror movies of 2024. I need to rewatch it. Of course, Poor Things, more Doctor Who. Oh, the In Search of Darkness series. They're, if you don't know, they're like 5 hours each, and they detail the 80s horror movies, and I love them. Like, it's, Talking Head and movie clips and whatnot. But I was just so obsessed with them when I watched them because I love horror and I love 80s horror. And then we have, of course, everyone's beloved 1980s with the Evil Dead movies, 1 and 2 at least. 3 came out in 1990, I think. And of course, The Princess Bride and The Thing, some of my favorite all-time movies. For collections, I've seen all of the Ant-Man movies. I thought Quantumania was fine. Wasn't a great movie, wasn't a surprisingly terrible movie. Of course, other Marvel things, my beloved Evil Dead, Home Alone, of course, how could you not? John Wick, I saw 4 in cinemas. It was an amazing experience. Same with Planet of the Apes reboot. I loved Kingdom, and surprisingly, in like 2 months' time, it's already on Disney Plus, so I can rewatch it. Of course, Saw and Scream, Shrek, Slumber Party Massacre, which were directed by women, I'd like to say, at least the first one. And yeah, they're slashers. I love slashers, you know. But I need to make a video about them. I need to rewatch them. And they're sort of a bit in that era of horror where if it's a slasher and it's rated 18 plus or whatever it is in America, then it's not just violence, it's also a lot of, in my opinion, unnecessary nudity and stuff, which I want to make a documentary about so bad, but I don't know how YouTube would take that documentary, and I don't know if I'm the person to make it. One of the latest trilogies, Ty West's X Collection. My favorite is not gonna surprise anyone. It's Pearl, of course. Then I think it's Maxine and X. I like X a lot. It's the only one of the trilogy I got on Blu-ray as of now. For most watched, we have Barbie at 3 times. 2 of those were in the cinema, and that was fantastic. I did Barbenheimer one of those times. It was about 5 hours in the cinema, but watching Barbie for a second time made it go by way faster. Breakfast Club, one of my beloved movies. However, watching it a few days back with my family was not the best idea. But that's a story for another day. Of course, Army of Darkness, another one of my favorites. For my most watched actors, it's just Doctor Who people. In July, I went overboard and watched like 20 stories of Doctor Who, so it's no surprise that it's David Tennant and the other doctors and companions. For directors, it's almost the same, except in 3rd place and 4th place, we have 2 directors who did not do Doctor Who, as well as Sam Raimi earlier down. Because in August, I watched quite a few of David Lynch's short films, so those stack up, and with Steven Spielberg, of course, Jaws, E.T., stuff like that, Jurassic Park. Of course, you're gonna watch them, and there's gonna be a lot of them. And finally, we come to the map, with, of course, the majority of movies being from the USA and the UK, and some from Canada and Mexico, Brazil, stuff like that. But as you can see, some have one film watched, like Myanmar and Thailand and Indonesia. Not necessarily smaller countries, but ones you don't usually see films from. And those are because our photography teacher in our final year made us watch Samsara, which I liked decently. And it's a movie without dialogue, and it's just a lot of pretty views from all around the world, at least in the first half. So, as it was filmed in half the world, of course it checks off like quite a few countries. So yeah, that's it from me for now. Hopefully I'm coming out with what I watched in August video, as well as a long legs review as soon as I can watch it again when it comes out on digital. Well then, see you next time. Bye bye.